Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nyambura and I make content on garden, home and lifestyle. So if you're coming back here, you know how it goes here. We always talk about these three topics. Sometimes one more than the other. Sometimes another one takes over, but that's what we do here. So please, if you're new, consider subscribing to this channel. Hit the notification bell so that anytime we make a new video, you will be notified. So today I want to talk to you who lives in an urban center and you want to grow a garden. You're wondering where to get manure and you're wondering what to use to make your own manure. So today I want us to talk about something that is very simple and it's going to give you organic manure for your garden. It's going to give life to your garden like never before. It's going to give you foliar for your plants and your leafy plants, and that's vermiculture. So what exactly is vermiculture? So vermiculture is the farming of worms. That sounds a bit complex, I know, but I'm going to break it down for you so that it doesn't sound as complicated as it sounds. So vermiculture is keeping worms, earthworms. These are not harmful worms. They don't bite. They are friendly to you and they are friendly to your garden. So you keep these worms. You can actually keep them almost anywhere. I promise you can even keep them in your kitchen, and you just use your kitchen scraps. You use your leftover food, you use your cut-offs from your vegetables to feed the worms. And in turn, the worms will give you fertilizer, they'll give you organic manure, they'll give you foliar fertilizer. And so this is what I use for my plants sometimes alongside my chicken manure, my rabbit manure and all the rest. But this considers those people who can't keep chicken, who can't keep rabbits, who can't keep any animal that gives them manure, and they can do this. So just check out these clips that I made with my worm farm. So the idea is to make your own manure or compost from your kitchen scraps, like these ones here. So these are just fruits we add, and cabbage and bananas and everything else. So what you do, first of all, let me harvest my worm castings first. Still have some. I'll go back and sieve them later because I don't have a sieve. But this is just like fertilizer. It's so good for your plants. The worms will break down the kitchen waste to whatever I'm harvesting now, this one, and it's called worm castings. And the best thing is to have a sieve where you sieve all this unbroken food and return it, and also you sieve the worms. You don't take the worms to the garden, but because Nyambura doesn't have a sieve, she's just gonna find out a way of returning the worms to this bin later. So the worms break down the food and turn it into worm castings. Yeah, so the worm castings act as our organic fertilizer. You can also take some worms to your garden. They will aerate the soil, but that's not my target. So I'm just going to pick them up and return them to the bin once I'm done harvesting. As I said already, this is not your perfect way of harvesting. But just do what works. In the meantime, before I find a nice sieve to sieve my worms. Oh, there's so many worms. Oops. And the worms multiply so fast, so you don't even need a lot. If you just have a few to start off your bin, they are going to help you a lot, and you are not going to struggle buying fertilizers. You can use the castings for planting, you can use them for top dressing, ideally for anything that you do in the garden, and just like any other fertilizer. So now, apart from these worm castings, which you use as your solid fertilizer, I'll pick up the worms later. So Apart from these worm castings, there's also the worm liquid, which you use as a spray. So, oops. And just come over here. Now this liquid, you spray it to your plants as foliar, and now you don't have to worry about foliar anymore. So the dilution ratio is 1:2, so 1 part of this liquid to 2 parts of water. I've removed everything from my worm bin. I want to return my worms and feed them, so put some boxes there. These are more like the beddings for the worms. I know I'm not expert in worm farming, but I just do what works for me. So the next, I'm going to put some of these as the worms inside. You may not see them now. Yeah, there they are. It ideally should not look like this. This is just the wrong way, but it should look loose like what we harvested first. But I realized my worm bin had been soaked in water without my knowledge, but I came early enough to rescue it. So they didn't die, they are still alive. I hope they don't die. Yeah, so the worms are in there. I've put the beddings. Now I'm going to put the food. So you're supposed to cut these into smaller pieces, but I have so many worms, I know they will eat it. So this is your normal kitchen waste. So just put it there. The worms will break it down for you and give you manure. Actually, very good manure. And I'm going to put more of worms up here. Then I have more kitchen waste, which I'm going to put. Actually, this is the best for the worms. When it's fine like this, they break it down faster. So when you've juiced your fruits, the pulp is very good for them. So then I'll cover it up with soil. My soil still has some worms. Cover it completely. So that's it. The worms are just going to go down and eat the food. Then the next time I come to harvest, I'll find more worm castings. And then when I dry the worm castings, they should look like this when they are completely dry. That's the way they should look like. And then when you apply them to your farm, just like fertilizer. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you've learned one thing or two on how to make your own organic fertilizer in the kitchen, in your garden, using your kitchen waste. So I'm going to cover my bin and then come and harvest later. So the idea is to make your own compost. It's to make your own organic fertilizer using kitchen scraps, whether it's bananas, fruit leftovers, whatever food you have, cabbages, any food leftover that you have, any vegetable leftover in your kitchen. If you blend, juice, whatever you remove, if you juice your vegetables, that's food for your worms. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've learned something new, and always remember, if you have a vision, add some passion, and I'll see you in the next one.